welcome back to my 100-day drawing challenge. Today is day 4 and the prompt is nature. So I wasn't entirely sure what to do for this one, but I played around with a couple of different little sketches and decided on this kind of nature-y lady, I guess. I don't really know how else to explain it, so I kind of wanted her dress to be sinking into the floor and becoming part of the floor. That didn't quite work out to plan by the end of the illustration. It does just kind of look like her dress is like laying on the floor and then the floor is a different colour. So something kind of got a little bit lost and misconstrued along the way, but I tried my best. I will be honest, I've been a little bit stressed today, and I don't think that my creativity was at the absolute highest it could have been today. I do still think that the illustration turned out all right. I don't hate it. I think it's cute. I really like the character. I love the colour palette, the skin tone that I used for her, the hair colour that I used for her, and the way her face looks I actually really like and I'm quite proud of. But overall I feel like the theme and the concept of the image got a little bit lost along the way and it didn't end up quite as dynamic as I would have liked it to have. So originally I wanted this to be a kind of like nature spirit type lady character, and her dress is like sinking into the floor and becoming the grass around it, and there was going to be lots of plants and lots of wildlife to really fit into that nature theme. But by the end of the illustration, as I kind of went along, I found that I was really struggling to come up with ideas of actually what to draw and where to put things. So in the end it just kind of ended up like a character sitting in a forest and there's trees around, and that's pretty much the extent of the image. So it didn't quite work out 100% to plan, but I still think that it's a pretty cute illustration in and of itself. Like I said, I really love the colour palette. I really love the kind of dark greens that I used for part of it, and I think that the colours all look really nice together. There ended up being pretty much just like one butterfly in the background, which doesn't really make sense. But originally there was going to be a lot more going on, and then it ended up just not quite happening to plan. I think just it was one of those days where it wasn't quite working to plan. Like I said, I don't hate it. I think that for what it is, it turned out fine, but it just could have been a lot better. I think there's a lot more elements that I could have added to really elevate it. But you know what? It is what it is. I still think it's cute. I actually love the little white details I added at the end with a white pen over the top. I added some little white flowers, which was not planned at all, but I think it actually turned out looking really nice. So yeah, I like it. It's cute. It just could have been a lot better. One thing I will say is that later on in the challenge there's going to be a forest spirit prompt, which is a little bit different from a nature prompt, but I think a lot of those ideas that I was thinking about but didn't quite manage to execute with this illustration, I think maybe I could apply to that forest spirit prompt later on in the challenge. So I'm excited to maybe use some of the ideas that I was thinking of later on for that prompt. That's all for today. If you're interested, there's a link to the full challenge playlist on screen and in the description. Subscribe if you'd like to keep up with me completing this challenge, and I'll see you tomorrow for another prompt. Take care.